Hello YouTube, welcome back to Junk Heap Garage. I know I didn't film a lot of this because I've been out here all day off and on messing with stuff. I wished I'd filmed some of this, getting me hacking it together. But hell, that'd been like 9 hours long, and once I figure out how to edit, start and stop while I'm still filming, I'll do more of that. But I got this all together pretty good, and it does work. Let me bring you in here a little bit closer and show you a couple things. First of all, this axle, like I said, I think I filmed it the other day. I had the CV shaft cut down to where it fit inside that PTO shaft. Then the transmission, you know, like I said, I had to take it apart. I was talking about that in another video. Weld the differential up so I wouldn't have to have an axle hung out the other side and locked. But I made a mistake when I was welding the differential up. I didn't stick CV axles in it and hold the spider gears exactly straight while I was welding it up. And they're not exactly straight because I had to drive that one axle cup in it. And I left something out of the transmission that don't have reverse, which I don't need it. But when you remove something, you got to shim it. But anyway, I've got another one of these little transmissions. I'm going to carry it to a friend of mine that done one for me years ago in a race car. And he eliminated third, fourth, and fifth, you know, for racing purposes. And he's a lot better at it than I am, got a lot more patience. And I was wrong. Like I said, I figured wrong on my gearing ratio. This is in fifth gear. And idling, it makes almost enough electricity. Now, with that being said, this is OBD2 computer. And when I raced these little things, we converted them to OBD1, different wiring harness, and they were a whole lot easier to tune. And the idle can be programmed into it. So once I get the idle set to where it's making the proper hertz and voltage on the generator, I can lock that into the tune. And it don't matter the load that the generator gets under, it will automatically idle back up to maintain that programmed RPM. Right now it's locked in gear, and if I try to start it, well, when I start it, it's going to be trying to turn the generator. Well, it's going to turn the generator. There's no trying to it. And what I'm going to do there is a slave cylinder that's on the side of the transmission. I've got a friend, he works at the local O'Reilly's, and when he gets off, I had him order me a 66 Chevrolet pickup single pot brake master cylinder. I'm going to have a hand rod that would simulate, you know, what you do when you're pushing with your foot. That way I can shove it forward, lock it in place, then start it. Then once it gets running and up to temperature, I can let the brake off the master cylinder and then release the clutch and start turning the generator. So I'm going to get y'all back here a little bit, and I'm going to fire it up and let you look at it. Alright, computer and everything, fuel pump, fan, starter, generator just inside. I'll bring you up here. Turn the meter on. That's almost right. It gets, well, see, it's idling a little high because it's cold. And when it warms back up, you know it's going to idle down. And I can have that tuned in to change when it idle. When it's cold, it idle at a set speed. And then when it gets to operating temperatures like 190, 210, 215, it'll still idle at the same speed. So, like I said, this is not all set in stone. I'm going to redo the transmission, like I said. Well, I'm not going to do it. I don't care if the guys have it done. Since I know it's 5th gear, I'm just going to have him eliminate everything but 5th. It can be done. I know it sounds crazy, but it can be done. Then the guy at the machine shop told me, he said if I bring this axle to him, he'll chuck it up in the lathe and make it just almost just perfectly straight. Which no faster than it's turning, it'd be pretty good. And I want to straighten up this wiring harness. Like I said, going to convert it over to OBD1. Get away from a lot of that extra wiring. And I've got an old OBD1 stripped down wiring harness here. Everything needs to run. So, hell, I'm kind of excited about it. Well, you see the inline fuel pump here. I've got the fuel tank that come out of this car. Probably gonna mount it back here, something back here above the drive line. Then the battery is gonna be down in here somewhere. See, I've got the fan in about the location it would have been if it'd been in the car. And I'm gonna put the fan and everything on relays like it would have been in the car, so that it automatically come on when it gets to temp, shut off when it cools down. But also have a backup switch in case something happens with the relay. I got a switch panel ordered. It's got a tachometer, you know, 4 different flip switches, oil pressure, and temperature. Gonna take, once I get everything lined out and figure out how it's gonna be set in stone, I'm gonna pull all this back apart. It needs an oil pan gasket. Might as well do timing cover, put an oil pump in it. But I'm kind of excited about it. It seems to work pretty good. Weld all my braces up solid. And I'm thinking, I've got a couple of 4-wheeler trailers. Might just mount this on a trailer, or put an axle underneath this and make this a trailer itself. And I've utilized all the motor mounts that were on this when it was in the car. As you can see there's 1, 2, and 3. I won't mount the generator in rubber. But all in all, I'm pretty happy so far. I've got breakers coming. Like I said, this one side's gonna be nothing. The side over here is gonna be nothing but 220. Have like a 50 amp, and then like a 30 amp. The other side's gonna be 110. We do like your RV plug-ins and like regular stuff to the house. So, all in all, I'm pretty happy with it. Anybody have any comments, suggestions, please drop them below. I'm working on better cameras. They got stuck in that embargo, whatever you want to call it, because for some reason they come from China. But if you have any suggestions, comments, likes, dislikes, you know, tell me what you think I'm doing wrong. And I don't mind. Alright everybody, thanks for watching. Catch you on the next one. Bye.